Hello Aquarius, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 12th to the 18th of August. Let's just see what's going on for you. There's your overall energies that are coming through you and the general energies that are around you directly. Karmic path on your relationship side, karmic path on your material side, your job, business, projects, or whatever it is. Influence from the universe. How the universe is affecting that through coincidences and synchronicities. Influence from your past self, any information that you can take from your past to help you in your future. And here is where your future is willing you on. Okay, and then we've got out the top there the lessons or understandings for the coming week. Okay, I don't know why, but I want to laugh with you. It's got an inner feeling of laughter and happiness. So let's see. I hope that's portraying out in the reading. Let's just jump straight in there and see what's going on. I hope you have a lovely reading. There is a lot going on I don't want to say relationship side. I think it's obviously will concern relationships that are around you, but also at the same time, it is sort of like a spiritual thing, happiness of pathway, happiness of life, rhythm of life, everything that's sort of like getting it into a real sort of synchronicity that's really nice. On your financial side, there's something that comes in out of the blue this week, which gives you an idea of taking maybe your business to a new level or different level, to do with your projects, to do with your job path, or buying a house or something like that. There's something that's coming a little bit out of left field, and there is something that you're working towards in the future. And this could be setting up your business, and it could have something that comes into your life to sort of like with the synchronicity to sort of give you that final push to kind of go, right, I'm starting it, let's go, sort of scenario. That's what it seems to be going like out of the overall, the general energies at the moment. Five of Cups. It could be a rebound here. It could be, say, like, I think you've been doing well over the past year. Certainly, you know, since Christmas 2023. And I almost feel like the energies that's coming through you at the moment is sort of kind of like you're trying to instigate a lot within your material path because you want to walk away from something, or not walk away from, you want to change something that seems to be a little bit too monotonous. That it's not giving you the oomph that you so desired within your career path or your business or your project. And I think you're walking away from that disappointment. You've taken those two cups in your hands, and you're going across that bridge onto, new pastures, as it were, new, experiences. That's what I get from the overall energy. It's like the disappointments in the past and you're walking away from that. Okay. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. I still want to laugh. You know, I think that's quite serious, that card there, but I still want to laugh. Anyway, karmic message is playing into the past. There's something maybe it's got something to tied into that, sort of like, a discovery that you might have made in the past, and it may have caused you disappointment. That's what you're trying to work away from. And it's just reminding you at the moment, maybe in this week, the influence from the universe. It's as solid as a rock. It's almost setting definitions about what sort of synchronicities can come into your life. So it's setting a standard in a way, rather than just allowing you with lots of connections and everything like that. I think it's being very, you've got a good possibility to actually control the intake. So therefore you can control the quality of intake that you take into your life. And the moment you do that, that's when you're planting seeds for a beautiful future. The past self, yeah, this is it. The past self's playing into this overall energy. I think there's something that you're really understanding that you're walking away from this week, and it makes you feel a lot lighter about it. Your future self, well, it seems to be playing into the future self on your financial side. So maybe it's a case here that, changing your business or your project or your career path in order to accommodate the changes or the advancements that you need on your relationship side or your spiritual side. What's the lessons to be learned out of this week? responsibility can never be shirked, and I don't think you're a sign of shirking your responsibilities. I really don't. I think if anyone is going to hold tight to their responsibilities, I think it's going to be Aquarius. And this is it. It's sort of saying make a decision, but obviously anything in life, there's going to be good and bad to everything. And sometimes we only see the bad in hindsight. So therefore, that's why we're constantly adjusting. And I think this is what the lesson is about here, is understanding that it's okay to turn around and kind of sort of say, you know, I had that wrong, or I didn't approach that in the right way. Therefore, I can change like this. So I get the best out of this exchange or this relationship or life in general. But it's not maybe something that you have done. It's just a situation more than anything else. And we all interact with situations. And sometimes, you know, in hindsight, we can turn around and this is how we learn. This is how we progress. This is how we grow our consciousness, by realizing, kind of going, I was not the best example of myself then. And this is where the lessons here are sort of saying, realize that so you can then orientate yourself to your best examples. Yeah, this is a death and rebirth on your karmic path here. It's played into your past. So there is something in your past that has come to an end. But when it does come to an end, it's like when, you know, when my tomato plants have finished, there's a space in the land to put something else, and I could put salad in for over the winter. You know, and that's where this whole death, nothing really sort of stops. And it's sort of like letting go of one thing in the past to allow the future to be opened. 8 of Cups here. This is where that pillar, that's right, the pillar of standards, of it were, with your interaction with the world around you. I think you should be very curious about what does come into your life. I don't think there's going to be a mass, because I think it's you. You've got to be curious about what your connection is with the universal vibration, and just observe things and try things out, you know, see how they sit with you. I think is a really good thing. From the past, out with the old and in with the new, death and rebirth. There is something that, you know, inside you bothers you, and it could well be bothering you as a person, because it's you who's bothering you, if you know what I mean. It could be another person, and it could be a situation, but whatever it is, it's going to, if you deal with it, it's going to liberate a huge amounts of space for you to be, wah! And I think that's where the laughter comes from. Yes, this is your future self, which is egging you on. I'm convinced you're walking away from that. I really do. I think you've got to be a little bit more curious about your connection to the universe. And within this week here, I think you'll see the guiding star in your life. And it's like the break in the clouds. You're kind of going, oh, look, this is it. This is where I've got to go. And this is really, it should, you know, go for the highest version of yourself. With the lesson that comes out of this week, 2 of Pentacles. Yes, I think this is where you need to see both sides of the situation, within yourself, without yourself, you know, with other people, and the crossing point, which is the situation. The inversion point between your energy and another person's energy is the situation in the middle, and how we approach that situation, if you know what I mean. So it's not always straight on. And, you know, we're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. If you're telling me you've never made a mistake in your life, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know why you're here, still here. You should have been ascended a long time ago. You should have left this planet ages ago. But, you know, I think everybody's got this space to grow, and we grow permanently through our lives. And that is the most exciting thing about life. I think it's very much a spiritual sort of sense here. Let's see what's going on your financial side. Your karmic path is playing, it wants to play into 2 parts. It wants to play into the past universe, sort of there a little bit, but it's mainly playing into your future, what's willing you on. And it seems like it's playing towards a really bright opportunity. Well, the universe, it wants to bring an idea into your life. And I think this is bizarre. It's tied into that. It's tied into walking away from that disappointment within your life. And I think this could also be a case of how you walk away from routines that can be a little bit too you're stuck in a rut sort of scenario. It's not that you're not earning or you're doing well. It's just, I think you need something to sink your teeth into. That's what it feels like, and the universe is willing to get it. And there's a lot of energy coming in from there. And that's why I think that possibility that comes into your life is really coming into your life through that. The past self almost wants to play into that star. It's how you need to develop things on your financial side in order to go after the ultimate goals on your relationship side. That's what it feels like. And this opportunity out the front is, it's very straight up. So it's very defined, but it's also pulling towards your future. And it's pulling mainly towards your future, actually. The upward spur is really strong and powerful. But there's so much going into your future that it doesn't seem like it's as powerful as that. So it's like a situation that starts off as an acorn and ends up as an oak tree sort of scenario here. This is the feeling I get from it. It comes from a small idea. And once you follow that small idea, really get some amazing results. And your future, and the lessons, the learning is how to instigate that within your life, how to seize this opportunity. I think that's what the lessons you're doing this week. Okay. So the karmic path here is a moon. It is that future self. I think it is a bit of a surprise how it's a bit like a TARDIS. I don't know if you understand the word TARDIS, like Doctor Who. He's got that telephone box that from the outside looks absolutely tiny, but when you go inside, it's massive. And this is it's like the magnetic field of light. Light has the lowest form of magnetic field, so it's not the best way to transfer energy in a way. It's good to transfer information, but not necessarily energy. But inside, bizarrely enough, and this is the funny thing about the magnetic field of light, is when you go into the center of the light, the magnetic field becomes really, really strong. So, this is the sort of thing, I think this is what you're doing here. I think you're opening something that seems banal, seems absolutely ordinary. And as you open it, you're kind of going, my word. It's like winning the lottery in a way, I guess. The universe here, you've got the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's sort of saying it's only going to give once it's holding on. The universal energy is holding on for you to let go of that disappointment, to start really sinking your teeth into life. In the past, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, a lot of energy coming through there, playing into here. It's bringing about that sort of connection between your spiritual, emotional side of life and your financial side of life, and you have everything available. Look at that. You got the Hierophant out the top. Very, very powerful stuff going on your future to your past to your future. On both sides of you, a very, very powerful situation. Hierophant knows exactly where he's going in the spiritual sense, within the material world. The High Priestess knows where she's going in the spiritual sense, within the emotional side of the world. It often happens like that. And here the Hierophant has that sort of concrete thing about sort of, if I do this step and this step and this step, if I fast during these days, I know I'm going to do this well for my body. It's also going to sharpen my spirit and everything like that. That's that whole sort of that side of things. That's the spiritual mastering of something. Maybe it's an idea. It's an idea, basically. So let's say you had an idea for an app, right? That idea is tiny, really. It's massive maybe in your head, but it's tiny. And when you open that and you make an app of it, that's when all of a sudden, boom, it becomes massive. So yeah, there's huge amounts of information. Hierophant, as I said, he's got a control over the world in a physical sense. The Empress, she has a control over an empire in an emotional sort of sense. And this is where you're controlling your physical environment. You can change what you're experiencing in life by applying steps to the goals and ambitions that you so wish to have within your life in a material sense, because it will affect your emotional and relationship side of your life, if you know what I mean. Wow, it's all going on for you, Aquarius. I really like it. Some good, solid sort of steps forward. Really beautiful stuff. Let's go on and see what it says with the Light Seers card. Yeah, okay, so there's something you're disappointed from the past that you need to be healing over. And this is what I think you're seeking this by sinking your teeth into life and really going after the good stuff. It's going to bring you an enormous sense of healing for you in your life. Yeah, look at that. It could be something to do with a past relationship. It could be a certain to do with a way in which you used to do things spiritually in the past, energetically, emotionally, with a past sort of thing. That's something that is an interaction you could have had with someone that you've known in the past, and now you've both grown. You've got to let go of that disappointment that you may have had with that person in the past and allow another type of relationship to happen. And it doesn't necessarily mean sort of like, getting back with someone that you were together with a long time ago. That could well be possible for some of you. But also for a lot of people, it may well be sort of like seeing the relationships, family, friends, community, that sort of things in a completely different light, because, there's a lot of water that's gone under the bridge, as it were. Curiosity with the Devil card. You couldn't get much more of a combination between the two. I think here is the Devil's in the detail here. I think the Devil's helping out in the way of a tarot card. I think what it's trying to say is the Devil's sort of seeing the illusions. So the universe is sifting out the illusions, the Devil, within your curiosity. So things that does come through to you, I would be very curious about. I would look into your connection to the synchronicity around you of events, because I think the universe is helping to filter out a lot for you. And with the Ace of Wands, you get the King of Pentacles, a lot of knowledge, understanding, sitting in your power. You're taking control from your past in order to apply a better future. And that Star card is coming out for you. And I had to pick it up because it was down there. It obviously, you'd must have seen it fall out. And so I wonder what that card is. Well, there it is. Ace of Swords with the Star card. The Ace of Wands with the King of Pentacles. My word. This is reaching for the stars, this hit. This is a really clear victory in life over something from the past, and it's liberating you to an extent that is way beyond your dreams. Way beyond, it turns out so much better than you actually, life is turning out so much better than you thought was possible. Two of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles. Did we not get the Four of Pentacles out somewhere? Yeah, we did, down there from the universe. And the universe is sort of waiting upon those decisions that are sort of happening, that decision about that disappointment here. Don't hold on to things too tightly. Don't just be, oh, yeah, but sorry, I wasn't aware of. And yeah, okay, so you weren't aware. Okay, fine. But so now look at why we did it. Okay, I did that because I was upset with that person there because they said this, that, and the other. Okay, now we're getting to it. Now we're knowing what's triggering you and making you upset. It's okay, it's fine. And the thing is, you might have got wrong what that person was saying. And now it's a case of kind of going, okay, so I didn't hear it right, I didn't get the right information. That could be one instance. You could have got the right information and you could have reason for being disappointed in this person. But that's not the important part here. The important part is the fact that you're understanding what's triggered you, so it doesn't have to trigger you in the future. And that is what is liberating you. So in the future, people can't touch you, because you're only going to allow things to touch you that is worthwhile living. Absolutely lovely. Really, really nice, Aquarius. Oh, really, really nice. Loving it. Let's just see what's going on the overall energy with your financial side. With the Five of Cups here, so you're going to get healing from something from the past. But the thing is, that thing, if you're walking away from it, surely you've got to be walking towards that. And I think that's what the curiosity is about here on your interaction with the universal energies. But on your financial side, there's a bit of a leap of faith here. And I think it's a very calculated leap of faith. I don't think you've just seen the edge of the cliff and just haven't stopped running and running straight off. I think you've gone to the edge, sort of had a look around, kind of going, okay, I could jump down onto that tree there and I'll be all right. You know, and I think you will be, but it's still going to take a leap of faith to do it. It's like the courage within you. And I think you've got that without shadow and without doubt, you know, and once you do, you know, opening up to things that are going to be, this is on your karmic path. So your karmic path, sort of playing into this Hierophant here, and this surprising thing of opening something up that becomes amazing. You get the Queen of Wands. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at her. She's only looking at that one candle, right? Yeah. But she's only looking at that one candle, and that one candle is amazing to her. And it's so tiny. And this is what I'm saying about the opportunity for you here. I would be very passionate about things as they come into your life, because you'll be able to see very quickly what steps you need to take in order to get the results. The universe wants to give you everything. It wants to communicate everything to you. As I said, they're waiting for this sort of like letting go of the routine and start sinking your teeth into life again, which I think you've been doing. You've been building your foundations. Now the foundations are built, you've got to take it to the next level. And I think this is what the universe is waiting for you to do that. Once it does, it will communicate great synchronicities to you that's going to help you. It's also going to help you with giving you a focal point of where, and I think this is what we saw in the overall energies as well. It's giving you a focal point of what you're trying to work towards in your future. In the past, with that abundance that you have, that abundance of understanding, you have a lot of understanding here. And I think this is why the Hierophant thing, you could take it so much further than you actually think. This abundance here is only you that can bring it to the surface. And I think you've got to realize how important you can be. Once you realize how important you can be, all of a sudden you contribute a huge amount of wealth to you as a person. With the Hierophant, you get the Wheel of Fortune. I get nothing but contentment out of this. I really do. It's nothing but, yeah, excellent. It's just so, the moment you start realizing the steps that you need to take to unpack this idea to make it so much bigger than it actually is, that's when the Wheel of Fortunes, that's when the universe starts coming in with the Eight of Wands. That's when you start getting all the rewards that you actually need. And the thing is, once it starts happening, this is where the Emperor's card becomes really important, because you have to have control over your emotions. It's like, you know, I got friends who do lots of different things, and you know, one friend was just earning a lot of money on something that he was doing, and he let his emotions run wild with him, and unfortunately he lost it all because he allowed his emotions to get out of him. You know, you've got to sit back and be honest with yourself, and that's what the Empress cards does to you. Look at that! Look at that! Oh man! Look at that! I don't know which cards to pick up. This is just so great. Empress and Emperor card. Wow! This is just so great, Aquarius. It is just so great. That is all come. Oh no, it's not the Emperor card. It's the King of Wands. I don't care. If you've ever seen the Emperor card in this, it looks very similar. Although he's sitting on a beanbag with a chess piece in his hand. But this is the thing. This is the same thing. This is, for me, it doesn't break away from that. This is ultimate balanced energy going into your way of life. I'm still blown away by it. Setting in your power, having an emotional control over setting in your power. This is the fuel for ultimate success. Being, taking that wand and going off and doing it. And this is in the decision. You've got to make this, I think you've got to make this decision of being like that, of being that sort of person. As you unpack this thing, I think you need to have a control over your emotions as you start realizing this could be massive. Also, having control over that sort of passionate side, sort of kind of going, yeah, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to push it and see how far it will go. Once you start doing that in your financial side, whether it's for a job, for a business, project, whatever it is, once you apply that attitude, that's what's really going to get you the great results. Aquarius, a bonkers reading. Really enjoyed that. Very beautiful reading. Very, very powerful reading. Really, really empowering. Absolutely brilliant. We're doing the energy readings as well, that you might have had the energy updates, which you'll get on our channel as well. It's all to do with the prana energies and your chakras and your auras and so forth. Be lovely to see you there. Whatever it is, I will see you again. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.